Hello and welcome guys. Today I'm going to start with another design pattern that I've learned from software development. Today I'm going to teach you about the prototype design pattern in Java. This design pattern is used to create new objects or instances like cloning or copying other objects. It allows for adding of any subclass instance of a non-superclass at runtime. It works when there are numerous potential classes that you want to use if needed at runtime. One of the benefits of prototype pattern is that it reduces the need to create subclasses, just like that. Now let's see a UML diagram for our design pattern. Here, as you can see, is the design pattern UML diagram. I've used a prototype factory UML here, which isn't much used in the diagram for this design pattern, but however I used it. Here the client creates a clone factory and creates sheep object, and client says to copy sheep objects and consider them as animals, and sheep is of animal type because of polymorphism. So we can use dog and sheep as animals. And the clone factory asks animal method to make a copy of sheep, and then once used a sheep's copy is called, and then it's used and sent to the client. So that's how this UML diagram works. Now let's dive into our code and see this clearly, understand this clearly. First we'll make some classes, an animal interface, a sheep class, a clone factory class, and a test cloning class which will test this stuff. Now let's make the interface. We say public interface animal and extends it to clonable. And next thing, inside it we'll have public animal make copy method placed. This will be our interface, and clonable will copy our instance of our class, and that's it for our animal interface. Now let's make the sheep class. We'll have a sheep class made class sheep, which will implement our animal, and inside it, first thing, we'll have a constructor public sheep, and inside it we'll have a sout saying sheep is made. Next thing, we'll have a public animal make copy method, and inside it we list out sheep is being made. And next thing, we'll create a sheep object, sheep object equals to null. Then we'll have our sheep object equals to super dot clone, and here we can see that there's an error, so we'll have to cast this to sheep, and another error is there, so to remove the error we have to surround with the try catch, and we can see that the class node support exception is thrown for this instance if we use it without a try catch. So we have made our sheep object, and we have a super clone, and next thing we'll we'll use toString method. We'll generate toString and press OK. Inside the toString method, we'll say we return Kulesh is my sheep. Bah. So like that we return this, and next thing we return our sheep. So now we've made our sheep class. Actually we return our sheep object. Now our sheep class has been finished. We have made the sheep class successfully for our prototype design pattern. Now let's make the clone factory class. We'll go new and select clone factory. And next thing we'll have our public animal called, and we say get clone, and we'll have a constructor. Here we'll have animal and animal sample, and next thing we'll return animal sample dot make copy. So this retrieves any animal subclass as it is stored. We know that animal is a subclass of the type. And that's it for our clone factory as well. Next is the test cloning class. Now let's make the test cloning class. Here we'll call this test cloning, and we'll have it, and next thing we'll have our main method placed, and we'll have our clone factory call, and we'll call this animal maker, and we'll make it equals to new clone factory. And now let's make a sheep called Sally, and we'll call this new sheep, and let's make another sheep, this time a clone sheep, and we'll make it equals to animal maker dot get clone and pass Sally to it. And we can see that there's an error, so to remove the error, let's cast this to sheep, just like that. And now let's S out Sally, and we'll S out our clone sheep as well. This clone sheep makes an absolute copy of Sally, and next thing we'll have some S outs. In the S out we'll say Sally hash code, and we'll say system dot identity hash code, and we'll pass Sally to this. And next thing we'll have another S out, and this time we'll say clone sheep hash code, and we'll make it equals to system.identity hash code and we'll provide clone sheep to this. Actually, we'll say system.identity hash code and pass Sally to this, like this. And next thing we do the same for the clone sheep. Voila! Now we have made our test cloning class. And I'll save this now. And let's execute and print this and check the output. We'll run test cloning.main. Now what we got is, first we have sheep is made, then sheep is being made, and Dolly is my sheep bar, and Dolly is my sheep bar, and the Sally's hash code is printed, and clone sheep hash code has been printed. So here we have made duplicates of our sheep, and the hash codes are different. As you can see, the hash codes are different for sheep and Sally and clone sheep. So that's how the prototype design pattern works. We make a clone out of an object and we implement methods and work with them, and we can have our hash code also. But remember this, the hash code must be different every time because it comes as different as a hash code. So you must remember that the hash code always becomes different. So this is how we clone our objects using the prototype design pattern. I hope you learned a valuable lesson from this video. So I'll see you in another design pattern tutorial. Until then, goodbye guys, and please take care.